Today is Thursday, December 3rd. So today's class is going to be all a restorative yoga. So pretty much with every pose we do, we're going to use a prop. If you don't have like a yoga bolster like this, I went and got some extra beach towels to show you how you can use your beach towels or normal towels, bath towels to use to help get into the pose. So you're probably going to need maybe 3 to 4 beach towels or towels. If you don't have towels, you can use blankets, maybe again 3 to 4 blankets, or if you have bolsters, use bolsters. And then your yoga blocks, or if you have some stacked books, that would be fine too. So the first pose we're going to take, with my water out of the way. Sorry. So the first pose we're going to do is I'm going to show you with a bolster. I'm going to show you a couple different variations. So what I have right here now is I have one block going horizontally, and that's closer to me. And then I have another block going vertically on the high side. And then I take the bolster and I put it between the first block and my body. And then you scooch up as close as you can. Your knees go around the bolster. And then your bolster just leans on those blocks. So you're in a modified child's pose, a supported child's pose. I'm also going to turn sideways to show you. So this is the blocks. You got the low, medium setting, and you got the high setting, and then you scoot, put the bolster between the 2 blocks and you, and then you just lean forward. And this is your modified child's pose. So you can just let your arms rest to the sides. You can turn your head one way. If it gets stiff that way, turn it the other way, or you can keep it straight on, whatever feels better for you. If you do not have blocks, you can certainly take your towels and blankets. Let me get more blankets over here for towels. And stack them all up, and then lean and stack it as high as you need to get to the height that works best for you. So I have 2 blankets and 4 towels, and that's probably going to be enough. So just play with it. Begin to settle in. Let your eyes close. Let your hands rest down. And just begin to let the outside world go. And bring your awareness onto your breath. In light of us doing a restorative yoga class, restorative yoga traditionally is a yoga that's done to take care of your body more, to be a little bit more gentle to yourself, recognizing that maybe you need a little bit of stretch, but you're almost at a breaking point, or you're sore, or you're extra stiff, or your body just needs a little bit extra TLC. So my quote today says, "Dear mind and body, I see what you are experiencing, and I will care for you and love you through it." Dear mind and body, I see what you are experiencing, and I will care for you and love you through it. And so I just love that quote in line, again, with doing the restorative yoga, is that sometimes we just need to recognize our mind needs a little bit of extra loving, our heart needs a little bit of extra loving, and our body needs a little bit of extra loving. Maybe that means slowing down. Maybe it means taking a few minutes just for yourself, just to breathe. Maybe it means doing a yoga class that's not all getting you up and getting you sweaty. It's just getting you in positions that are comfortable, that just help you to relax. Take a couple more breaths right where you're at. Slowly, you're going to press your hands down either on your blankets or towels or on the ground. You're just going to sit up. You're going to pull that bolster or those blankets out. You're just going to bring your knees back together, swing your legs around, come have a comfortable seat. And keep all your blankets, towels, bolsters, everything close to you because, like I said, we're going to need them for almost every pose today. And we're also, all these poses we're doing today, we're going to be holding a little bit longer because the point is just to relax and ease into the pose, absorb the props that are helping to support you, and just embrace that. So go ahead and take your arms out and up. Exhale your hands on down. And again, inhale, reach those arms out and up. Exhale the hands out and down. And then one more time, inhale, reach out and up. Exhale your hands to your heart. Close your eyes. Set your intention for today's practice. And then release your hands down. Blink your eyes open. So I'm going to turn sideways for this next pose. And again, you're going to be shifting props around a bit for this class. And I apologize for that, but there's no other way to do it. So you are going to take your bolster, or if you have a bunch of blankets or towels, whichever one you have, so just shift it around. So I'm going to use my bolster, and then actually I'll show you with blankets, just so you guys, in case you don't have bolsters, and I'll do the blankets, and I'm going to do a towel. So the blankets are going to be like long ways, so trying to get them a longer length like this, stack them on top of each other, and then take your towel and just roll it up and make a neck roll. And you can put it at the top of that longer blanket folding. And then you're going to scoot your bum close to your, whatchamacallit, and this blocks out of the way. You're going to scoot your bum close to that folded blanket. You're going to ease in and down. And then you're going to adjust that neck roll underneath your neck. So, this is how you are. It's a supported kind of shavasana. So, your knees can be bent with your feet about as wide as your mat, and then touch your knees in so they touch. If that feels good for you, great. If you want to stretch the legs all the way down to like a shavasana leg, a more traditional shavasana leg, you can do that too. It's whatever feels better. And then take your arms out to a T if that feels good for you. If not, you can take them down to like low diagonals if that feels better. But really let the arms rest. So just a supported shavasana. A lot of times restorative classes are good to do before going to bed at night because they're very down-regulating. You're not using much effort or exertion, and yet you're creating space and places that help to relieve tension and stress, to help you to settle in for a peaceful sleep. your last breath or two here. And then if your legs are out straight, go ahead and bend those knees up. Feet flat on the earth. Bring your arms in. And you're just going to shift your hips to the left. And then go ahead and roll over onto your right side. And you can roll onto your bolster, blanket, towel combination. And then you can go ahead and sit on up. And then what you're going to do is set your bolsters and things aside a little bit. And you may want to keep your neck roll near. So you're going to roll all the way onto your right side. So your knees are stacked on top of each other. You're on top of that right shoulder. Your right arm is down. Your left arm is stacked right on top. And then you've got your neck roll underneath your head, just to support it, just so your neck's not, flailing in the breeze. And then slowly you're going to lift that left arm up high. And then you're just going to open back up to a twist. So you're not going to go as far opening that left arm because you're all the way on your right side. So if you do not like your arm flailing in the breeze like that, you can again take your towels, your blankets, and you can stack them underneath that arm to support you. Stack it right underneath the shoulder and it just supports it. So it's a big front of that shoulder opening, chest opening. You can also bend the arm to like a goalpost arm if that feels better. But I have that bolster right underneath my shoulder, so my shoulder is resting even though I'm still getting a huge front of the chest opener. Go ahead and straighten it back out. And then bring that left arm back on over, stack it on top of the right. Just pause here a minute. And then go ahead and roll back onto your back. And I'm just going to turn this way so you guys can see from a better angle. And keep my shoulder one there and my neck one over here. So it's just shifting your props. If that's the hardest part about class, I think we're good. So go ahead and roll all the way onto your left side. Put that neck roll underneath your head. Stack those knees. Stack those arms. And then when you're ready, go ahead and lift that right arm up and bring it all the way over. I got to adjust my little shoulder support here, right underneath my shoulder. And then I got my opening. And again, if you don't like that arm straight, you can always go ahead and goalpost the arm. It takes out a little bit of the added tension or pull that you might feel across the front of that left shoulder, or right shoulder, I'm sorry. So take some breaths here. Straighten that arm if it was goal posted. Reach that right arm back on over, stack it on top of the left, and then slowly go ahead and roll back onto your back. Come back to center. And again, let your legs tense. Take a breath or two. And then when you're ready, you can roll over to your right side, press into your hands, come on up to a seat, and go ahead and grab a blanket or towel. And at first I have my blanket or towel kind of like in almost like a square. It's like a rectangular square, so it looks like this. And I'm just going to roll it on up into a tight roll. Tight roll, tight roll, tight roll. Okay? And then I'm going to turn sideways. I'm going to show you guys where I want this roll to be, because we're going to use this in 3 different places along our back. We've actually done this in class a few times. So you are going to take your long roll, and when you lay down, I want it right where your underarm meets your side body. So just right under the underarms, not in the underarms, not way below it like mid-back. Right, the top of the roll should be right under the underarm. So I'm just going to go ahead and set this here, and you can have a neck roll then for your head as well. So it takes a little bit of adjusting so you get that right spot. And again, top of the roll is right underneath your underarm. And then once you get there, your arms can come out to a T. They can goalpost. Now this time I think it's easier if you have your arms out to a T. There's less demand. If you goalpost them, I find it like broadens a little bit more across the chest, so whichever one you would like to be at. I like it up straight because I'm going for less demand today. And again, your feet can be as wide as your mat, knees tented in, or if you like it down into a shavasana leg, you could certainly do that. But this is one of my favorite poses to do with a prop, because it really gets the chest open in a very non-exertion kind of way. A lot of our backbends, chest openers, it takes a lot of effort and exertion. And this one I love because it accomplishes the same thing, and I just get to lay here. Straight, go ahead and bend them back up. Now you have the option here for moving either the roll down your back or you moving your body up on the roll. So I'm going to opt for sliding up on the roll, and I just want that roll, although my roll's a little ungone. Sorry guys, I need to adjust. This time you want it mid-back. So mid-back, so it's a different kind of opener. Once you got it in your mid, not to your small back or to your lumbar part of your back, really the mid-back, the lower part of the ribs. And again, arms can be out straight, knees can be bent, knees tented in, or your legs can be down long, whatever feels good for you. So take a few breaths here and just enjoy this. One more time, bend those knees up if they were straight. And we're going to make our last move. So again, you can either move the roll down or you can move your body up. This time I'm going to move the roll down, and you're going to shift it to right to your low back. If this doesn't feel good for you on your low back, right in the lumbar area, you can certainly shift it down to just underneath your sacrum, like a supported bridge pose. I kind of like how it feels on my low back, but you go wherever it feels good for you. Again, arms can come out to a T or goal pose. Legs can be bent, the knees tented together, or you can stretch the legs down long for shavasana leg. Now this last one, I like my legs bent, feet as wide as my mat, and my knees tented, and I just think it feels better on my low back. And I'm going for the less exertion variation of the poses today, because I'm just trying to give my body a little love, give it a little bit of a stretch, but nothing that's gonna be too exerting. I just don't feel like that today. Straight, bend them back up. And this time you're just going to press your feet down, lift the hips up, and just slide that blanket out or towel out. And then you're just going to roll over to one side. And then when you're ready, come on up. Once you're laying down for so long, it feels like, oh, do I have to get up? But yes, we do. So this next pose is going to be, you're going to want to grab your bolster or your stacked towels or blankets. So I'm going to have mine like a longer rectangle again and stack them up. I think 2 will be good. They're about the same thickness as my bolster. So you're going to take your hands to the opposite side. Let me scoot back a little bit so you guys can see me. Hands to the opposite side of the blankets from you. And you're in your tabletop. And you're going to curl your toes under. We're going to take a down dog like this. So actually I'll turn sideways for you guys to see better. So my hands are here. So I'm in my tabletop. I'm curling my toes under. Oopsies, black sweater. And I'm in my downward facing dog. And because you have the bolster or the blankets or the towels there, you can't let your upper body really flex downwards. Like it's blocking you, but it's a supported downward facing dog. And it just gets a different kind of a stretch than what your normal down dog is when you kind of let your back collapse a little bit and you really get deep into it. You don't always have to go as deep and you can still get the same effect. If you do not want to do downward facing dog in this pose, you can scoot your knees back and do like a puppy dog pose. And same thing, keep your hands down, your forearms are supported on the blankets, and then just reach and you can let your head fall onto your blanket. Either one is totally fine. So here's your puppy dog, and then here is your downward facing dog. If you are in your downward facing dog, go ahead and drop the knees down nice and slow. If you are in your puppy dog pose, just walk those knees forward a little bit. And then what you are going to do is you are going to take your knees wide, toes together, and push back to a well-deserved child's pose. Just rest. Again, if you want to grab blankets or something to kind of hug in your child's pose, you certainly can. And then when you're ready, come back up to your tabletop position. Move your blankets aside, and then you're going to come all the way down onto your tummies. Oh. Okay. So what I would like you to do first is I'd like you to take both arms. You can press your props aside a little bit because for these poses, we're not going to use many props. So go ahead and goal post your arms out to the side. Then you're going to take your right arm and you're just going to slide it towards the top of your mat, maybe an inch or two. So you went like, you were here like this, you took your right arm and you went like that towards the top of your mat. Then I want you to take your left hand and place it underneath your shoulder. And then you're slowly, slowly, slowly going to roll off to your right side. Again, it's a huge front of the right chest, right shoulder, pec muscle opener. So take your time rolling. You're not going to go very far. That top leg can just kind of hang in the air. It can bend back. If you got a prop behind you, you can touch your foot to the prop. And then your next inhale, slowly roll back to center. Stack your hands. You can wiggle your hips a little bit. And then same thing on the other side. So go ahead and goalpost those arms. Then take that left arm forward a little bit towards the top of your mat. So again, it's going like here, and you're raising it up an inch or two. Then take that right hand underneath your shoulder, and you're slowly going to roll off to the left side. Again, that right leg kind of just hangs in the air a little bit, or you can kick it back to touch the foot to the mat behind you or the prop behind you. Excuse me. And then inhale, slowly roll back. Bring your arms around, stack your hands. Rest your forehead, wiggle your hips a little bit. So now this next pose, you're going to need your stacked blankets or towels, possibly, maybe not, but I just want to tell you so you have the option. So you are going to reach your arms up nice and long, like Superman, arms in front of you, up towards the top of your mat. And then you are just going to pull that right arm back, and you're going to tuck it under like thread the needle and come on to that shoulder. So then that right palm will be facing up towards the sky, the left arm is out. This is where you might need the prop, as you can rest your head on your blankets or towels, and there you go. If you are having a hard time getting down into that position with the threading the needle part, what you can do is you can come onto your knees, and you can, again, take the left arm out over the blanket or the prop, and then you've got the right arm on top of that blanket or prop, and you're threading your needle, and you can rest your head down that way. Then slowly pull that left arm back towards your body. Press that hand down a little bit, and then slowly, slowly, slowly pull that right arm out of the thread the needle. And then just again, stack your hands, rest your forehead, wiggle your hips a little bit. So same thing, second side. So you can take your arms out straight for Superman arms. Keep the right arm out, and then you're going to pull that left arm back and thread that left arm underneath the right. Then you can rest, whoops, my blanket's too far away. Then you can rest your forehead or your head on your blankets. And there you go. If that does not feel comfortable for you, again, you can go ahead and come onto your hands and knees, your tabletop, your right arm still reaches up straight, and you can thread your needle on top of that blanket or blankets or towels and rest on down your thread the needle like this. Slowly pull that right hand back towards your body, press that right palm down, and then you're going to slowly bring that left arm out. Shift your props away. Come back to lay down on your tummies. Rest your head in your forehead. Rest your forehead on your hands. Wiggle your hips. And then bring both hands underneath your shoulders. You're going to press into tabletop and then take your knees wide, toes together. Grab your blankets or your towels and go ahead and take a child's pose and just rest your chest on your blankets or towels. So again, a supported child's pose. And just like this, in case you guys want to see. And then pull your hands on back, bring the knees together, and come have a seat on your bum. Keep your blankets or towels handy, because now we're going to do a little bit of a hip opener, but using our blankets to help support us. So again, we're not overly exerting. So first thing is I want you to take, everybody to take their blanket or towel and just tuck it underneath, set it down, and then just tuck it underneath your hips just to prop your hips up. If you need one blanket, that might be enough. If you need two, you need three, whatever to prop your hips up so that way you can sit up nice and tall. So if your posture is like this, rounding it all, you need another blanket or towel to lift those hips up so your posture is nice and straight. So that's your judge there. Then what I want you to do is I want you to extend both legs out. Take that right ankle over the left knee. And then you are going to slide your other blankets and towels underneath that right hip. So it's supporting the leg. So you're getting a hip opener, but that leg is supported on your blankets or towels. And it's just, again, it's a hip opener without adding the exertion, because the block is supporting it, you're still opening that hip. And that's what this class is all about, is not having the exertion. So you can sit here nice and tall. If you want to lean forward a little bit, you certainly can lean forward a little bit, because again, your leg is still supported. Take a few breaths here. Slowly come back up. Take those blankets that were under that right leg, shift them over to the left, uncross that leg, shake it on out a little bit, and we'll repeat on the other side. So take the left ankle over the right knee, and then grab those same blankets, tuck it right underneath that leg, so the leg is still getting a hip stretch, but again, supported, so no exertion. Sit nice and tall. And again, if you want to add the leaning forward, but keep your spine nice and long, that's totally fine. Or you can sit up nice and straight. And then next inhale, slowly come up. Remove that prop from underneath the leg. Stretch that left leg out. Shake it on out. And then you can take the blanket from underneath your bum. Set that aside. And then we have one more pose before we settle in for shavasana. So for this one, again, you're going to need your stacked blankets or towels. So you need even amounts on both sides. So if you have 2 towels stacked on the right, you need 2 towels stacked on the left. or whatever on both sides. So for saving some time, I'm going to use my bolsters, one on each side, and I'm also going to keep a neck roll just because, again, we're trying to be nice and comfy and cozy. So, back a little bit. Got my neck roll behind me. So, what you're going to do is you're going to come to lay down and then adjust your neck roll so it's right underneath your neck. Bend those knees up and take your knees wide, bring the bottoms of your feet together. This is where you're going to use your props, your towels, your blankets, your bolsters, and you're going to stick them underneath your Supta Baddha Konasana legs. So your legs are in your butterfly pose, but again, they are supported on the blocks, the bolsters, the blankets, the towels, whatever it is. So just settle in here, rest your hands on your belly. Take a couple breaths here. I almost feel like when I'm in this pose with the props, like I'm in a hammock. It feels just so comfy and cozy. Couple options. You can stay, if you're feeling so good right here, you can stay here for your shavasana. If you want to go for a more traditional shavasana, go ahead and bend those, go ahead and bring the knees back together, bottoms of the feet to the floor. Pull one of the blankets or bolsters aside, and then you're going to tuck the other stacked towels, blankets, bolsters underneath your legs. Take your legs wider on your bolster or blankets or towels. And then again, just settle in for your shavasana. Again, I feel nice and comfy, cozy. This is kind of like where we end in class usually, right? With the bolsters under our legs, our neck roll. So let your body sink. Let everything be heavy. Let everything relax. Let everything release and let go. As always, if you'd like to stay here in your shavasana a bit longer, especially because you're comfy and cozy, please, please, please do so. If you want to go into bed because you're doing this before bedtime, then go jump in your bed. If you've got to get moving with your day, begin to deepen your breath. Make some small movements with the fingers and the toes. If you're in a more traditional shavasana, go ahead and bend the knees up, and you can push the bolster away from you and then roll to your side. If you're in the Supta Baddha Konasana pose, go ahead and bring the knees back together, bottoms of the feet to the floor. And everybody can shift and roll over to the right side. Pause there for a breath or two. And then when you're ready, press into your hands. Come back to a comfortable seated position. Keeping your eyes closed. Bring your hands to your heart center. Thank you guys for practicing with me here today. I greatly appreciate all your love and all your support. And remember to listen to your mind and body. Listen to what they are saying. Listen to what they're experiencing, what they're telling you. And embrace that, love that. Give them the TLC they need, your mind, your body, your spirit. They may just need a little bit of R&R, a little bit of extra love, and that's okay. So give your body, your mind, your spirit what they need. May you be safe. May you be healthy. May you be happy. And may your mind be at ease. Together we bow and say, Namaste. Thank you guys so much. I hope you have a good sleep if you're doing this before bedtime. If you're ready to start your day, hope you're starting your day feeling nice and relaxed and you can cozy up inside. Please stay safe, please stay well, please wear your masks. And I'm sending you lots of hugs and kisses from me to you. And again, happy almost weekend. Love you guys. Bye.